Hi, good to see you. Good to see that you're back. And today we're going to be talking about strategy, right? How should a company plan for 2021 and beyond and plan to scale our business and to grow it exponentially? Because if that's what you want, then I hope this video will be helpful for you to think about that, right? But first, let me tell you a story, right? I've interviewed one of my clients recently, and this is a business that has grown 11 times in the last 4 years, right? So they have managed to 10x that business. And what they told me is very interesting. One of the things that the CEO told me was the understanding or the breakthrough in the mindset of the people that it is possible to 10x our business, to grow exponentially. Because a lot of companies, the people are stuck in the kind of thinking that as long as we can grow 10, maybe 15%, or maybe even 20% annually, that's considered very good, right? They were aiming at like industry kind of a growth benchmarks. But what I want to share with you as we go through transformation is to have a different mindset, a different way of looking at it to say that it's possible. Since we're going to transform our business, let's transform it in a way that can help us to grow our business exponentially. And I'm going to share you three things that we can do to achieve that goal. All right. The first is to first start off by understanding how has the customer changed. It is very important for us to always start off by the customer's needs and fears. And after this crisis, I'm very sure as we transform, as the whole world transforms, our customer also transforms, right? So what can we do to meet the transformed needs of our customers? And second is, what's the biggest constraint faced in our industry to scale, right? Every industry will have its own unique constraints. Now, the key question is, as you transform, as you work your business model again, how do we look at overcoming some of these constraints? And the last one is digital transformation to scale. Now, everybody is talking about digital transformation in some form in today's age and time, but very few people actually know what should I be digitally transforming, right? So I'm going to be talking about these three things in detail, and I hope that will help you to find a way to grow your business exponentially. Let's start with the first one, right? So here we talk about this exercise to look at how to pivot our business according to how our customers have changed, right? So there are three circles here. The first is the core competency. We need to understand what are we really good at. And then next, we need to ask ourselves, what has changed? What are some new needs, new demands that have been created uh, by the crisis, by the virus, or it has led to new changes in the markets, right? And as a result, is there a new customer group that has been created, right? Are there new customers that we can assess? So if we can see these three things, then where it intersects right in the middle, that would tell us what are some new things that we can do, what are some new offerings we can do. So when we talk about transforming our business model or products or services or markets, the key thing is to look at what has changed for the customer, what has changed in the market, and then do we have that core competency to meet these new changes. So this is how I would suggest you start off your transformation by asking yourself the question, how has your customer changed? And the next thing to look at would be, what's the biggest constraint faced in our industry, right? As we talk about transformation, let's look at the constraints again, because in the past, people will often assume that these constraints are industry constraints, so there's nothing I can do about it. But wait a minute, now you're transforming your business, right? You want to transform your business in a way that overcomes these constraints. Otherwise, we are just wasting a great opportunity to transform our business into something else, into something more, much more scalable. So in this exercise, we always start off by asking ourselves, what is the customer's perception of value? What's important to the customer? And then what's the industry constraint that stop us from achieving this, from giving the customer the maximum value? So the first one we look at is cost. Is there something we can significantly reduce the cost for the customer? Second is time, right? What is one thing we can significantly reduce the time for the customer? So that could be our business processes, that could be our shipping times, that could be our manufacturing times, I don't know, right? The next will be experience, right? The customer experience. What is one thing we can do to significantly improve the user experience? And of course, the last one would be quality. what is one thing we can do to significantly improve quality for the customer. So you see, these are usually the four things that matter, but what is the constraint that we need to significantly reduce, or the opportunity that we can significantly increase, so that we can create extraordinary value for our customer. And lastly is this thing on digital transformation, right? Early on, we said that every company now is looking at ways to digitally transform, but you will often see two things when people talk about digital transformation. One, which hardware or software should we buy? Right? And second, what kind of skills do we need to train our people for? But the one most important question that is missing is, why are we doing this for? Why are we digitally transforming our business for? Right? You see, those people who are talking about all the hardware and software you should be buying, that's the vendors, right? They're telling you that digital transformation is to buy the hardware or buy the software. And then, of course, the training providers will be the ones telling you that you need this skill and that skill. But why do you need the skill and why do you need the technology for? So Professor David Rogers, in his book, The Digital Transformation Playbook, lists these 5 digital strategies that I believe can create great value for your customers. And I'm using it as a guide even for my own company and to help other companies to think through these 5 things. The first one, assess, is to be the fastest and the most convenient. Second one is customize. How do I be the most relevant choice in the market for the customer? And third would be collaborate. How do I co-create value, or how do I work with my customers to create greater value for other customers? And the next one is the connect strategy. How do I get into conversations? How do I understand my customers so much better? And the last one is engage, which is how do I build loyal customers and how do I get my customers to advocate and speak up for me in this age of social media. So these are 5 very, very useful digital strategies to help us think, why do we want to digitally transform our business? And if you think that these 5 are good, go read Professor David Rogers' book, The Digital Transformation Playbook. I think it's a great book on digital transformation. So these are the 3 things I think you can start to think about if you want to see exponential growth for your business after the COVID. So if you think about transforming for what? Right? It's really to transform your business so that you can grow exponentially after this crisis. Okay, so I hope you found that useful in giving you some tips and handles to transform your business, having a good strategy that will continue to help you to grow and thrive. Now, but if you want to have a deeper understanding of those topics that I talk about, like core customer and core competency, then I really encourage you to sign up for this course, How to Scale Your Business. It's an online course that covers people, strategy, execution, and cash. And in that strategy module, I will be talking more in depth about some of those things, those fundamental things that we need to understand if we really, really want to develop a great strategy that will scale our business. But of course, the good news is this, right here it says $199 for this course. But if you were to scan this QR code, then you will be able to join this course for free, right? And if you have not already joined it by now after listening to these few videos, then quickly scan this QR code and get this free online course so that you can start going in depth to work on your strategy. And I hope that will really help you to grow your business. And for the next module, we'll be talking about people. So I hope to see you there for the video as well. So thank you very much and see you in this online course and see you for the next video. Goodbye.